We started excavating Beit She'an pretty much from the beginning of Israel. Theater was the first major discovery, and we've been working ever since. A lot of restoration also. You know, 1 year of excavations is 5 years of restoration. In Israel, we will not let you excavate unless you have a budget for restoration. When the city was destroyed, the aqueducts that brought water from the Harod stream that we passed were all broken, and the city got flooded. So the river started bringing tons of mud. So like Pompeii was buried under volcanic ash, Beit She'an was buried under a material called travertine. You know, it's like a freshwater sediment and mud. So we had, in the beginning, we brought heavy machinery. We had like a thick layer of about 30 feet to move with heavy machinery. Only then we started reaching the archaeological level. So you can imagine people worked very, very hard for us to see what we're looking at. At the center is the Agora Square, and the Agora is the center of life. That's where the politicians are sitting, the city council, and that's also the main market, so everyone comes in and out the Agora. And the corridor was a shopping street, Palladius Street, because one of the governors of ancient Beit She'an left his name on a mosaic saying that Governor Palladius built that street. So there are regular shops along the street, and then there is a circular shopping mall for jewelry, for... We don't exactly know what they were selling, but by what we found on the floor, it wasn't vegetable. Okay, so the merchants, they had the stunning mosaics. They were selling most likely jewelry, perfumes. And let's go down there. In most parts in Beit She'an, you see the pillars are standing. It's not the way they were found. Every pillar that is standing in Beit She'an was picked and put in place. I don't call it reconstruction. It's not reconstruction. You see, like this one. You find the pillar lying next to its base, so you just pick it up and put it back in place. It's the original location. Here, they left them on the ground on purpose. And there is one over there, one over here, one over there, and more on the floor up there. And from the second we started excavating, there was something that jumped to our eyes. All of those pillars here collapsed at the same direction.
Wow.
So it's or someone was crazy enough to push them in the same direction, but more likely the earth was moving like that and things collapsed the other way. So we're talking about a quake. It's the mother of all quakes. This event destroyed half the Middle East. We're excavating cities in the border of Syria and Iraq, and you find ruins and the pillars are pointing at the same direction from the same time. And every 10 years there is a quake in Israel that you can feel. I felt one 3 years ago in my home. So we're living on a very active tectonical border. This was one of the most burning controversies in Middle Eastern archaeology. One group of scholars said the event was 748 AD. The other group said it was 749 AD. And you and I would ask, who cares? I'll tell you why we care. The quake was so catastrophic that people used it as a beginning point. So every event, like 500 years later, there is a battle, and it will say that the battle happened in the year 485 to the Great Quake. So the whole chronology is based on this event, which is why it was very important for us to understand. So we were looking for proof. Now, there was one thing that was mysteriously missing in Beit She'an. Dead bodies. Most likely people here, there were enough quakes that were becoming stronger and stronger until people felt like maybe it's time to get out of here. The city was evacuated. Now is the time to come and steal stuff. Only one skeleton was found in Beit She'an. He was found here. This guy was a thief that was running around stealing stuff, and while he was passing the street, the massive quake started, and this pillar ended up crushing his head. And, surprise, surprise, there was a bundle of coins in his hands.
Wow.
Coins carry dates. There were coins in the bundles that were minted in the year 749.
Wow.
So when did the quake happen? It could not have been 748, because then a coin from 749 would not have made it into his bundle. So this poor devil here proved to us, finally, that the massive quake that destroyed the whole Middle East happened in 749. And that was the final ending of Beit She'an.